Hello, this is another video. Good afternoon. Today I'm driving to Croatia. We're leaving Slovenia behind. I experienced some very beautiful things over here. I visited the capital, I visited the coast, I visited the mountains, yeah, seen that, been there, done that. I've been everywhere, man. Whatever. What I wanted to talk about today was, you know, Yugoslavia. Because I am always interested in the history, the customs, the traditions, because everything that happened in the past has led to this point. People that disregard history, they are just not aware of the beings. Why is it like this? Yeah, look at the history. So let's talk about Yugoslavia. Yugoslavia, it was a beautiful country. It's a shame it fell apart. It's not my first time here in the Balkans, in this place on the earth, and I've talked to the people before, and they all agree upon one thing. Tito was a good man. He was a great leader, and he made everything prosperous. He made the country flourish. Life was good under Tito. I think with our current political system, we need to, take a step back from democracy. Democracy is a good thing, but I believe that certain opinions and voices shouldn't be listened to or taken into account if we are talking about government. You know, we need a strong leader with a clear vision to carve the way for the future. Right now, we have infighting. The people on the left, they don't like the people on the right. The people on the right don't like the people on the left. This is all a distraction. Divide and conquer. We need to have a strong leader that the people stand behind, and then you know we have a common goal. We all agree upon that one thing. The strong leader that carves the way for the future. Because right now, Yugoslavia, it's a shadow of its former self. You have fractured states that don't really get along anymore, and it's actually one people. They speak the same language, they eat the same food, they have the same customs. The only thing that is dividing them, even with the time of Yugoslavia, is the religion. You have the Christians, you have the Orthodox Christians, and you have the Muslims. It's a miracle that they have been kept together, but the thing that kept them together was the strong leader. Sometimes I compare Yugoslavia to Spain. They also had a strong leader in the 20th century. Spain had Franco, and Spain could have taken the same route as Yugoslavia. You have a lot of same people, the Iberian people, the Spanish people. They believe in the same God, they eat the same food, but they have this thing of separatism with the provinces. This is crazy. Like the Catalans and the Basque country, like they're crazy. They should remain one strong country. Imagine that, like Spain divided like Yugoslavia, all the provinces that don't really get along, no centralized government, no clear vision, no clear future. It wouldn't be the country it was today, Franco, he gave the power back to the king, and the king just restored the democracy. And right now in Spain, you have a kind of, I'm not going to talk about Spain now, we're talking about Yugoslavia. Because, now you have the fractured states. And one person once explained it to me like this, you can have, the hand. Yugoslavia, it was six, but imagine this, they're all fingers, and together, one finger, what can it do? Not much, But with the fingers together, they can make a fist, They can fight. They have the power, Tito was a great man. He was the most respected head of state of the 20th century. The most officials attended his funeral. The people missed him, It was a tragic day that he died, when he died. It's also a shame he didn't name a successor, because then, the foreign influences, they pushed for the nationalism. This divided the people that should be one, and they fractured. The war happened, and the rest is history. The country is still recovering from the war, certain parts of it. It's a shame. It was a beautiful country. But yeah, you know what they say about good times. They never last. But be happy that it was. You know? Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. So today we go into Croatia. We're gonna visit all of Croatia. Not the inland. I'm gonna visit the coast. Tourist. I like nice environment. I've been there before. It's very beautiful. The people are nice. The food is good. And I love the culture and how things look. The seaside towns. It's like a fairy tale. It's beautiful. Today I'm stopping here. This was on the way. Nice lake. I'm here alone. Got some little snack, some drink, cocktail. This is also, this is Slovenian brand. Very nice drink. I got my big speaker here. Let's make some noise. Party hardy. It's a Friday. So yeah, tonight is gonna be an early morning. I believe so, because I love to party. I'm young. I like to party. I always search for the party, and it always finds me. Sometimes I don't even have to look far. Last time I was in Croatia, I was standing on a viewpoint on a castle viewpoint, and I was hearing bass music from the distance. I was like, what? Music? So I followed it. And it was a big festival, like the biggest festival that town got, like once a year, and I happened to be there at that moment. I have that sometimes when I travel. I drive into some town and they have the annual yearly celebration there at that point. Beautiful. I like to experience nice things. Celebrations, this is what I missed with the COVID. The world was feeling empty. This is also in 2022 when the COVID was over, everything started up again. I was also here in the Balkan. We drive into some seaside town of the Slovenia, Porec, I think it was called. And they had the annual celebration there. They were dancing, they were in the circle with the traditional clothes and the traditional dance. This is beautiful, I like it. This is a part of the world that is very rich with tradition. This is a certain thing I miss in my country, in the Netherlands, because we don't even have that much of tradition. We have the New Year's, we just blow everything up with fireworks, it's crazy. We have the Carnival in the province I'm from the south, and we dress up one week, and it's just, it's a celebration thanks to Christianity, because the fasting period, before the fasting period, we have the party, but now, nobody is taking that into account. People just dress up and they get very drunk for 1 week, and it's a fun thing. We have the King's Day because we are still a monarchy. Everybody goes crazy. They wear orange and big festivals and big celebrations on the King's Day. This is a nice day. We have Sinterklaas. This is our version of Santa Claus. But there's also, like politics divide and conquer again, like because of the foreigners and the helper of the Sinterklaas, it's like Black Pete, and they are starting to get rid of him because they say because of the black skin, this is discriminating to the black people, and I have some black friends, I know black people, and they say, I asked them, out of curiosity, like, how did you experience that when growing up in this country? Did you see him as, like mocking you? And they said, no, this was a fictional figure that was bringing us presents, like they even joked, like real black people, they don't give you presents. They steal your TV or something, not me saying this, this was coming from a black person that said it, you have to watch your words nowadays, blah, 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 blah. Fuck off, really. You can't say shit anymore, like you have a little opinion and everybody looks at you like you're fucking the next Hitler or something, Let's not talk about Hitler. He was also a strong leader for the German people. But anyway, I like strong leaders, like right now, Netherlands, the democracy, the divided democracy, this is, I can stand behind this, I don't like my country like this. If we have the strong leader that has a clear goal, I'm proud to be Dutch. But right now, I'm not proud to be Dutch because, our country is divided, I am even, worried that we passed the point of no return already. Okay, enough about my country. Back about the Yugos. Yugo is very beautiful. They have everything: mountains, sea. They had factories. They produced the food. They were self-sustainable. They had a strong military. And what's left of it right now? A divided country with the European Parliament mixing and dividing them even further. And they forgot that they're one people, the South Slavs. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna close off with today. Yugoslavia was great. Tito was the best leader of the 20th century, and you know, don't let foreign influences divide, divide you from your fellow countrymen, your brothers and sisters. Because we are all one. We have one God. Jesus Christ is King. Amen. Goodbye. Have a nice day.